Hey there, it's Tracy Matthews here. Welcome back to Creatives Rule the World. I'm so excited to be here today. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Tracy Matthews. I help creatives and visionaries collapse time between their vision and reality to help them progress so much faster and build the life and the business of their dreams. Most importantly, a life that they love and a business that pays for it, which is totally my jam. I've been doing this for years, helping jewelry business owners. And more recently, for the last 2 years, I've been supporting all types of creatives and visionaries on their ride to the top, my friend. And I wanted to drop in today to talk about what it's like to have a breakthrough year. 2026 is right around the corner. And around this time of the year, everyone's kind of scrambling, trying to figure out what's next, and really, getting their intentions together for the new year. And one of the things that happens is we get busy during the holidays. We forget about all the things that we want to do. We start to scramble at the last minute. We aren't clear on what it is that we want. So we launch into the new year with a word that's not aligned and all of these things. And guess what? We never truly get to build the vision, create the vision. And somewhere around February, somewhere around March, we're like, wait, what was it? What was my word of the year? What were my goals? What did I want to create? And I have seen this over and over and over again. I've seen incredible things happen with the women and a few men that I've mentored over the years, and how when they hold the space, when they are holding the vision for what it is that they desire and they go for it and they're just in it to win it, right? What can happen in a very short period of time. And I'm going to share a couple of stories with you today about what this happens. I'm also going to extend an invitation. I'm hosting a 21-day activation in the new year for creatives, business owners, founders, visionaries, artists, people who want to step into their next level. So if that is you, then I want to invite you to the breakthrough. I just am so excited about it. This is all about you tapping into your wealthy and creative frequency, holding a bigger vision for what's next, and really stepping into that. And because you're doing the inner work and taking the outer actions that actually make this happen. Now, I heard someone explain this concept. We hear this manifestation concept all of the time. Collapse time. How do you collapse time? Collapse time, jump timelines, all these things. Collapsing time is actually just giving someone a shortened path to the thing that they want, because you've either lived and walked the walk, or you can show them where they are not free. You can show them what they are not seeing. You can show them how they are stuck. And this is how people collapse time, and this is how people move so fast, is that they're removing the internal hurdles and the external challenges that stand in the way from them reaching what they desire very quickly. So I've shared this story before. I love to share this story of how I met my partner, Jason, because it's one of my favorite manifestation stories ever. I don't love the word manifestation, even though I kind of love it at the same time, because I am a little bit woo. Because there was a lot of things that I had to do to actually call this partner in. It wasn't like I just home, like all of a sudden he just dropped in and like we fell in love immediately and all the things happened. No, that wasn't it. I had come to this decision where I was about 45 years old. I was living in New York City. I was living my best life. Things were so great. And I was really trying to meet a man. I really wanted to call love and partnership into my life, because I truly do believe, like, this is my philosophy, that life is better experienced with someone else in it. And so I was really craving this desire to have a partner, and someone who was, as my coach Melanie for many, many years used to say, an equal conscious partner. I was really craving calling him in. And so when I went on this journey to call him in, one of the things that I had to do was get right with myself and decide that I was going to be okay regardless of the outcome. Because when you are happy inside and your vibration is raising and you are aligned with the vision of what it is that you want to create, and you continue moving forward and you continue just being a match for whatever it is that you're trying to create, guess what? It comes to you in unexpected ways. So one day I hired a CMO to do some fractional marketing for me. And she was doing a VIP day at my apartment. And all of a sudden she's like, my friend Jason is in town and I'd love to invite him over. He is a great marketer. And I was like, all right. She shows me a picture because I think she was secretly trying to set us up, but I didn't know that at the time. And I was like, oh, he's cute. I was thinking to myself, I opened the door and I was like, oh my gosh, that I knew this was my guy. Like once he walked across town to come see me, shows up, I open the door, he tries to shake my hand. I'm like, we do hugs around here. And from there was instant chemistry. Now we didn't date for about 6 months. He actually worked in my company for a while. I was trying to find any way that I could just like be around his energy because it was so good. And then eventually, when the time was right for both of us, we started dating and fell in love very quickly. I almost immediately moved to Arizona, which is so crazy because it just the timing and everything. And that timeline collapsed very, very fast. But the reason why it collapsed and it moved so quickly was because I had prepared myself to be okay with either outcome and to be okay either way and to not be looking for external validation for the things that were happening inside of me. This is the ongoing work, right? When we start being right with ourselves, guess what? Things start to open up in our world. And this is what I want to talk about today, because this is where huge breakthroughs come in. And this is how, when you hold a big enough vision for what it is that you desire, that you want to create in your life, that you want to hold this expansive space for, that vision becomes your guidepost. Because when you are so embodied in your vision and you can feel it and you can taste it and you're in the energy of it, right? And you can see what the experiences are like, then it's yours because you're already experiencing it, right? You're already experiencing it. So I want to share a couple of stories about how this happened for two students of mine and how their lives are completely changing. Now, I had Shirley on the podcast a few months ago, but since that time, some things have really dropped in. So when I met Shirley, she had taken some of my courses at Flourish and Thrive Academy, my jewelry mentoring company, years and years ago. And when I was talking about my program, The Art of Reinvention, which is now officially retired, I'm going to be launching a new program in the new year called Iconic. And I'll be sharing more about that in the coming months. Shirley came to me and she was like, I'm not sure if this program is right for me. I'm not really reinventing, but I want to work with you. And I'm just feeling called to all the messaging that's coming up here because I'm in my 50s now and I have this big vision and I live in South Africa and I've been a manufacturing jeweler for so long and there's all these things that I don't like about being visible. And I know that I need to heal something in order to move forward. So I said, okay, Shirley, what is your vision? What is it that you're creating? And she started sharing this beautiful vision that she had. Obviously, the world in South Africa is a little bit different than it is here in the US. She had this vision of opening an airport store. The airports are a great place for commerce, but part of how it works in South Africa is you have to be sponsored by a Black business owner or founder. And part of her mission in doing this, opening the store in the airport, was to be able to mentor and support young Black artists who are designing jewelry and bringing it on the scene. And so this was her vision. This is what she wanted to create. And she's like, it takes so long to get a store in the airport, but I want to start building it now. I'm going to start looking for the sponsor because she has to get a sponsor and all these things. And I'm going to start doing the legwork and I want to work with you in your program. So I'm like, let's do it. So she comes in, her transformation immediately was like mind blowing. What she was able to create with her jewelry line in particular, phenomenal. And throughout that process, I ended up doing a continuation program, and several of the women who started with me at that time continued with me and have been working with me for 9 months. And about 2 months ago or so, she comes to a call and she's like, you guys are not going to believe what has happened. It's even better than I envisioned. And I just got offered a space at the best safari lodge in, I think it's called the Bushwara, so they call it the Bush. And we all would giggle on the calls. And if you get the joke, you get it. Anyway, in the Bushwara, and she's like, I can't believe it, but everything is falling into place. The money for the cases, the money for the product. I'm getting sponsored by this. And then she reached out to a metal refiner, the most famous metal refiner in South Africa. And they are going to sponsor her and sponsoring these young artists in her store, in the safari. And one of the things that we talked about, we just wrapped up our call today. One of the things that we talked about when we were on that call is when you transform what is going on inside of you, when you can actually feel and taste and embody your vision, how things just move and shift so quickly. And sometimes, you're holding a vision for something and maybe it turns out a little bit differently than you expected, right? maybe the universe starts stripping things away from you because it's not quite what you thought it might be. But here's what happens when you actually start to get into alignment with the thing that you say that you want. Doors open, opportunities open. You start to see things that you didn't even know that you wanted. And this all comes down to you holding that crazy breakthrough, vibrant vision that people are like, okay, calm down there. Like, you can't have too much fun. You literally can't, like, you're thinking too big. That's what we want to tap into, because that energy is when the miracles happen. That energy is the thing that gets you so turned on and excited, so tapped into your creative frequency, that everything starts to fall in, the money, the opportunities, all of it. So this is what we're going to be doing in the breakthrough, is tapping into that energy of your creative and wealthy frequency. And it's going to be so fun. If you want to hear more about it, you could just check out the show notes, and it's going to be freaking remarkable. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Now, I want to share another story with you about Amelie. Now, Amelie, I love telling stories. If you're someone who's ever really had a passion for something and you feel like your situation is the thing that's blocking you from being able to have that opportunity, it's like you called in all these things that you wanted in your life, and now that's the thing that's kind of trapping you. I know that we've all been there at some way, shape, and form. So Amelie, she is a corporate warrior and has been planning events forever in corporate. She had this idea because before she had young children, it was her desire to have children and be in partnership and like live this life and have a family and everything. And she's German. She's living in France right now. And she had this really strong desire to continue having nightlife. But what happens, if you have young children or you've ever had young children, your life is consumed by them. And on top of that, there was another layer that was a little bit challenging for her. She is actually the breadwinner in her family. So it's not like she could stop working. She had to continue going to work, even though she likes her job, but it was like, even though it wasn't really like in alignment with where she was going. So she had this big vision and this idea for creating a nightlife for moms who have to stay at home with their young children, and creating connection, belonging, and community in a different type of way. And as an event producer, she cast this big vision. I cannot believe what someone has done when she is working a full-time job, taking care of 2 young children, also taking care of her spouse, and building her business at night. This is conviction. This is someone who holds a massive vision and is doing whatever it takes to get there. And it is so beautiful to watch. And the reason why it is so beautiful to watch is because she has literally pulled out all the stops to make this thing happen. Her website is up. She's about to launch her first events in the new year. I don't want to share too much because this is like her idea, but she is like going to be changing the world for moms who are home with young children and who want to have a nightlife again. And it's going to be so amazing. I am so proud of her. And I just can't believe what she's been able to accomplish in such a short period of time with such a limited time. This is what happens when you are so dialed in. Now, I want to talk a little bit about why I think people are afraid to dream too big. Many people are afraid to dream too big. And if this resonates with you, because they are concerned about what happens if they don't achieve their goal or if they don't achieve the vision. And then they start to feel bad about themselves because the negative self-talk comes in, the judgment about themselves. Their nervous system starts saying, it's not safe to think that big. Like, who do you think you are for thinking that big? Or, their family and friends start to tell them that they're crazy. I had someone recently say to me, like, I said, all I want right now is the energy of fun. And that's what I'm playing in. I'm playing in that quantum field. Fun, creativity, like calling in the money, calling in the opportunities, calling it all in. That's what I'm playing in. And I'm not available for anything else. And someone said to me, and they mean well, so it's not a negative thing per se, because they're just trying to be, well, building a business, there's going to be hard stuff. I'm like, no shit, excuse my language. I've built so many businesses and there are always hard things. But if you can have the most fun because you are the most tapped in and you are the most like ignited and aligned with your vision, guess what? You are just going to call that in. And it's not to bypass the fact that life has challenges. It's not to bypass the fact that we have real world concerns like things in our bank account and other things that happen. But when you can ride the wave of having so much fun and being so tapped into what you're doing, guess what? You're just going to start attracting everything. So anyone here who feels like they are holding back from selling what they have to offer, they are having a hard time being visible, or they're having a hard time actually even dreaming big enough for themselves, then this is for you. This is for you, because if you're someone who knows that they are here meant for more, know that you are here to make a big impact, to sell your product, to show up on a stage, to start a podcast, to write a book, to launch a program, whatever that might look like, to do things your own way and to have it be fun in the process, here you are, right? This is your time to do it and your time to create that breakthrough year. So my first piece of, advice for this podcast, I don't know if it's advice or whatever, is like, allow yourself to dream a little bit bigger. What would it feel like to just be so out of control, audacious, and crazy to think the unimaginable was crazy? Like, I don't know what matters to you, but like, let's just say like, I don't really care about yachts, but like I could see myself just like, one time vacationing on a yacht for like a month with, my partner and just having fun. I don't know if that's really something that I want, but just having this like audacious thing that it just seems so crazy. Or for me, speaking on a stage to 100,000 people. Are there stadiums that are even that big? I have no idea. 10,000 people, 20,000 people, whatever it looks like. Like I can see it. I can see out in this audience, this big auditorium, and I'm just like, holy moly, like all these people are here coming to see me and the message that I have to create. That's the kind of vision, right? I've only spoken to a room max of 300 at this point in my life. So I'm going big. And so imagine yourself in that space. See the movie of yourself playing in that quantum energy. See yourself, feel the energy. What does it look like? This is exactly what I did. I remember when I was calling in this vision for Jason, I would sit there and dream about what our experiences were like. In fact, I was younger at the time because I was in my mid 40s, and I was like, well, if I meet him this year, I could still probably have a baby. And I remember thinking to myself, like, pregnant. I'm 54 now, so I'm a little bit too late, but thinking of what it would be like living in a big tower in New York City in Hudson Yards, and we're looking out the window in our beautiful luxurious apartment, our pied-a-terre, because we also have a home in Arizona to go see his daughters, and all of these things. And I'm thinking about this vision of the travels that we're going to do, the places that we're going to go. And I had so many dreams of these beach vacations, and we've been on several now. We've been to Hawaii twice together, and to the beach many times, to my hometown, Newport Beach, and so many other experiences are yet to come. And it's just so fun to see, like, to think back, oh my gosh, I literally called that in. So what are you calling in? Like, feel that energy. What are you calling in? And let's hold the vision for that. Now, there's more to this, to like make it real and to get everything into alignment. But right now, what I really want you to do is to start thinking about, what is my vision for 2026? If I could like be so audacious in what it was that I wanted to create, and I did not feel judged by myself or other people, and I was just going, like taking off the rails, putting my foot on the gas and just going, what would that look like? What would that look like? And I want you to start documenting that. And then because I want to hold the space for you, I want you to join me for the breakthrough. It is a 21-day activation where we are going to tap into your creative frequency. We're going to help you call in your most wealthy year yet. And we're going to help you get all the ducks in a row so that you're in alignment with your vision, from your energy, from your vibration, from your voice, from your messaging, from your visibility, all of these things. We're going to be tapping into all of those things so that you are building the iconic vision, the iconic brand, the thing that you are meant to be here for. The bigger impact, the sales impact, whatever it is. And now you might be wondering who this is for. This is for people who want to dream big. This is for people who want to achieve big things. This is for people who are ready to LFG in 2026. It's probably not for people who want to continue playing small, reading into their story. They don't want to put themselves out there and they're afraid. Or if that's you and you just want to go for it and try, like, maybe this will break through for you. But I'm here to help people who are ready to hold big space for themselves and hold themselves accountable for what they say that they truly want. And if you're someone, especially in midlife, who feels like they haven't fully lived out the desires that they want, then this is your invitation to take it a step further. And I am so excited about this. I cannot wait. It is going to be a frickin' blast. And let's have some fun together. So if you want to check that out, you can check out the links in the show notes. You can also head on over to tracymatthews.com/breakthrough, and let's do this. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to witness you in your breakthrough year. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Happy holidays, happy new year, and love you.